What's up, Cowboy Nation? Man, what a Sunday. Our Dallas Cowboys went into MetLife Stadium today, and had half of our offensive line missing. And they still was able to come out with a 37-22 victory over the New York Jets. Dak Prescott threw for 4 touchdowns. Javonte Williams ran wild. And the defense looked like the defense we've been waiting for. And it wasn't an easy setup. No CeeDee Lamb. No missing 4 starting offensive linemen, and yet the team dominated. Dominating the trenches, executed at key moments, and they shut down the Jets team, who was still looking for their first win of the season and searching for answers. And exactly is where we're going to be breaking it all down. Dak's big day, Williams breakout, the defense resurgence, and the plays that changed the game. Cowboys fan, this is a post-game therapy, and Victor left all in one. So let's kick it out with a recap on what stood out the most for Week 5. Man, as mentioned, the final was 37-22. Cowboys improved to 2-2-1 on the season, while the Jets dropped to 0-5. And get this, the Jets still haven't forced a single turnover in 5 games. That's a wild stat. Prescott finished 18 for 29 for 237 yards, 4 tubs, 2 to Jake Ferguson, my tight end, 1 to George Pickens, 1 to Javonte Williams, who also ran for a crispy 135 yards in the score. It was a complete team win today. And it all started with, I believe it was 2 90-plus yard touchdown drives in the second quarter. That's when the Cowboys just took control of the game and then never looked back. It was, as they say, crispy, 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 crispy. So, Dak pressure and his leadership was under pressure today. As mentioned, at those linemen that were out. But Dak looked poised, calm, and confident. Behind that patchwork offensive line, he didn't flinch. He was decisive with his reads, kept plays alive, and made the right throws. Now, I love the rhythm of the offense today. You can see it early. Quick passes, timing routes, hitting Ferguson and Pickens in stride. He was showing that leadership that they needed from him, not just numbers. He took command of his offense. And when you can't sustain 90-yard drives on the road, that's not just luck. That's preparation and execution. That's play action, which they lead the league in play action. I think I saw a stat today where 91% play action plays. Lead the league in play action, and pocket presence were big. It was big time today. Let's talk about the man who helped pull it all out. Javonte Williams, and his balance was restored with this team today. So, Javonte, man, he was an animal today. He toted the rock. 135 yards on the ground. I believe, let me confirm, I believe it was like he had 8 yards to carry, 8.4 yards to carry. It's not bad. Longest run to 66 yards, ran out of gas, but he did what he was supposed to do today. So it's exactly you saw how they opened up everything. As mentioned, they lead the league in play action passes. Got to have an adequate and balanced run and attack in order for the play action to work. The Jets couldn't stack the box because they did the play action that was going over the top of them. When the Cowboys can run like this, everything clicks. Now, this offense is the offense we've been waiting to see. Balanced, predictable, explosive. They had it all on board today. And speaking of explosive, the defense, it was flying around the ball today. Now, from a defensive standpoint, they had 5 sacks, which I think matched their total sacks for the season. So 5 in one game compared to 5 the first 4 games. They had constant pressure today. The defense came to play, and they forced a fumble by Leofau. He makes me scratch my head sometimes because he's aggressive, but in order to make things happen, you got to be aggressive, right? So he did his job today in that standpoint. That was actually the turning point of the game. The Jets were driving, about to make it a 1-score game, going into halftime, and boom, Hall fumbles. Cowboys recover. Shout out to Williams. And minutes later, They drive 91 yards for another touchdown. That's how you flip momentum. And even without the pass rush they've had in the past, that front seven today was disruptive. That means they got depth, coaching, and a change in the culture. And that shows that across the line, they're running too deep. They got a plethora of defensive ends, and they're just keeping them fresh to rotate them in there. And they're starting to learn Eberflus's defense. He ran a little bit more as man today than he has in the past, where they almost exclusively zone. But he's taking some feedback from the players, and he did what he needed to do today in order to fill everything up. That defense was coming. So speaking of the turning points and moments, let's break it down for a minute. Again, Leah foul, that forced fumble, that sequence before halftime, that was a dagger. I think that sealed the game at that point. Followed by that 91-yard drive, textbook complimentary football. Force the fumble, take advantage of the turnover, take the turnover, turn into points, preferably a touchdown, which they did. So I ain't saying we're going to no Super Bowl, no crap like that, but that right there, that complimentary football, that's a championship caliber type plays. Not just making stops, but capitalizing on them. And the way the defense adjusted after the early missed tackles, I was a little tense, but it shows growth. They settled down, and that's what we want to see heading into week 6. Now, the big picture and the season outlook. This shows that Dallas can handle adversity. 4 linemen out. The wideout number 1, CeeDee Lamb, is missing. On the road, but still had a dominant performance. That's not luck, that's maturity. Now, that's exactly what we've been waiting to see, the grit. This is the kind of game that builds confidence for a playoff run. And you got to capitalize on games like this. The game you're supposed to win, you need to win. And then win in favor. And the defense is starting to find some rhythm. They're deep across the front 7. That's a huge silver lining because the depth will pay off later. And they have reinforcements coming. I believe they activated 4 defensive players this week who are coming back to add some depth to that defense. Many of them starters. Bottom line, this is a statement game. Not perfect, but powerful. Now, the player of the game. In my opinion, the player of the game was Javonte Williams. Again, 135 yards on the ground, 1 through the air, and he controlled the tempo all night long. He ran tough, ran behind his lines, very patient. Now, I think he's officially arrived. He's 2 years removed from the ACL tear, so I think he's back. When the run game looks like this, then his team can be unstoppable. Complimentary football, as mentioned. Shout out to the O-line, specifically the backups. They were missing 4 starters today, and there was a grown man performance in the trenches today. So Prescott's exceptional performance. He navigated a challenging situation with a depleted offensive line, and he delivered. And the biggest thing I can think of is getting prepared heading into next week. The team's got confidence. The team's got moxie. Dak went 18 for 29, 62% completion percentage, 237, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 28 yards rushing on 7 attempts. He's running a little bit more this season. That's what we needed from him. And he had a quarterback rating of 127.4. So it demonstrated his leadership ability. He got the offense up and down the field today. And I also believe today was his 41st 3-touchdown game, which makes him number 1 all time in Cowboys team history. So he's moving up the line now. So Cowboys Nation, enjoy this one. 37-22, a win on the road, momentum heading into week 6. Dak looks sharp, Williams dominated, and the defense is back in rhythm. That's the Dallas we've been waiting for. Complimentary football. Make sure to subscribe, drop your comments, let us know who your player of the game is. Share this episode as well. It's not cost anything to share. And this has been OT Start Talk. Your boy, Coach Lee, and SDW Sports. We out.